In Indiana, there are 18 aggravating circumstances that can lead to a death sentence.
Killing a law enforcement officer in their line of duty is one of those aggravating circumstances, and it's one of them that's probably relied on about the most.
In Marion County, prosecutors are seeking the death penalty against Orlando Mitchell, who's accused of killing Sheriff's Deputy John Durham.
The killing of a law enforcement officer is such a terrible thing to send the message really to everybody in the public that this is the worst kind of behavior that's going to get the worst kind of penalty. I think is part of it as well.
However, putting someone on death row in the Hoosier state is only the beginning of a long process. Since the death penalty was reinstated in 1977, 20 people have been executed, the last of which happened in 2009. There are currently 8 inmates on death row. I did the math. Of those 8, the average time spent on death row is roughly 18 years. I found the longest time was 30 years. Why the delay? The state is having trouble finding the lethal drugs, as manufacturers deny orders on moral grounds.
In Indiana, the only method of execution is lethal injection. And for that to happen, the prison where that's carried out needs to have the chemicals to be able to do that.
While some people may believe it costs taxpayers more to sentence someone to life in prison, Joel Schum says the death penalty isn't cheap either.
In Marion County, it might not be such an issue to spend $1 million or $2 million for a death penalty case. In some smaller counties, spending that kind of money can require tax increases and other things. I mean, there's not going to be someone executed that hasn't cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to get to that point.
Still, Schum makes it clear why death row is still an option for prosecutors.
When someone kills a police officer, I think prosecutors and the public widely regard that as about the worst kind of crime, and that's why they pursue a death sentence in those cases.